Today, we're going to show you the fastest way around the Mexican Grand Prix circuit, including a hot lap from an esports driver and a setup that is going to make you gain time on your friends. Before we get into that, let's break down the hot lap. Heading down into the first corner, braking just before the 100-meter board here. Taking the corner through fourth, you can take this section in fifth. If the car is a little bit unsettled, the fifth gear will give you a bit more stability. Take as much curb as you possibly can through turns 1, 2, and 3, and then on the throttle down to turn 4. Braking just after the 100-meter board. Hard on the brakes and get the car down into fourth gear. Over to the left to really open up the right-hander, but keep it in fourth gear all the way through this section. Little dab of the brake as we head into this next double apex. Like I said, keep it in fourth gear. You want to aim for the second apex, not the first one. Let the car drift out wide and then go up through the gears. Dab of the brake just about in between the 50 and the 100-meter board here, so about 75 meters before the corner. Drop it down into fifth momentarily before getting back up to sixth, and it's really important to use all of the curbing through the S's section, as it's going to gain you so much time. Shift up to seventh as you throw it into the right. Get the car over to the left here, braking just before this light box, and you'll be taking it down from eighth into fourth. Again, if you want a bit more stability, you can take that in fifth, and you can also take this whole section coming up in fifth gear as well. Braking around here for the stadium section. Luke Smith has decided to drop it down to third, up to fourth, but like I said, if you want the stability through the corners, keep it in fifth gear. Braking now into the last corner on the circuit. Back on the throttle as early as you possibly can. Keep it nice and tight on the right-hand side to gain all the time in the world. And that is the hot lap around here. Now, I know you're going to be wanting to see what the setup is, but before we get into that, let's talk about today's sponsor, Sim Racing Center. Sim Racing Center offers the best and latest F1 22 league racing setups to make sure your car is running as fast as it can. If that's something you struggle with though, get a one-to-one coaching session with esports or esport academy drivers. Sim Racing Center also offers race engineers who will help you live during the race with your best strategy. Now, this is a company that I use for all of my setups. When it comes to setting up the car, I'm absolutely clueless. So these guys point me in the right direction to go as fast as I possibly can. And if you want to stay up to date with the best setups, make sure you use the code Hayden at checkout for 10% off. Let's break down the setup then that's going to make you go even faster around this circuit. On the aero, we're going 22 on the front wing to get that nose tucked in for the corners, but 16 on the rear to really help you down the straights. 55, 51 on the transmission, and then moving over to suspension geometry. This is same as what we've seen throughout every other circuit. Right, right, left, left. Nothing changing there. The normal suspension though, 5-1, 5-1, and then 7-6 on the ride height, as we want to be able to clear those curbs that we're going to be mounting. Brakes, same as usual, 100%, 50%, and then onto the tires, and we're going for 23.0, 21.3. These tires should be okay, but if you are experiencing a little bit of overheating, do feel free to reduce the tire pressures in your races. And that is it. That is the setup and hot lap for the Mexican Grand Prix. Shout out to Sim Racing Center for sending us over the hot lap, the setup, and sponsoring today's video. And remember, if you want to go check them out, use the code Hayden for 10% off. Subscribe to the channel for more hot laps and setups, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.